Hello! I think we are streaming already, but I don't know. So, we really need to tell you. It started well, didn't it?
Yeah, because I can't see. Oh, there we are. I can see us now.
Yeah, we need you to tell us in chat and stuff whether we're doing okay, whether the
Yes.
sound is good.
Whether you
whether-
can see us, for
Yeah,
example.
all those things would be very, very good because we can't hear us, we can't see us, and we haven't done this in such a long time. We used to live stream like a really long time
Yeah,
ago.
ironically for Kickstarter roundups.
Yeah.
So it's
I-
kind of come full circle.
Brad Skaggs says, I can hear and see.
Should
Good.
we say hello properly?
Yeah, hello
Good
everyone.
evening and welcome.
Yeah, we're doing a live chat, which we haven't really done before, and we don't really know how it's going to turn out.
No.
So look forward to our very professional approach to live streaming.
We know how to work the live stream.
Nestor is saying that we guys are awesome.
Thank you. That's not a question.
But if you would like to ask us questions, please preface your questions with the word question.
Oh, really?
And yeah,
But we'll know by the question mark at the end. What punctuation is.
we'll figure it
convenient.
out. It's fine. Shall we talk a little bit? Because, you know, we're like running a Kickstarter and everything. We should
Yes.
probably talk a little bit about the Kickstarter and
should.
stuff like that. What a big microphone we have. Yes, we do. It's wonderfully phallic.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
No.
Yeah, let's talk about the Kickstarter. a
Yeah,
little
so it's going really well. It's kind of really slowed down right now, which is apparently normal, and this is what happens.
bit. We mustn't panic.
No, but we're like totally new to Kickstarter and running a Kickstarter project. So it would be fair to say that we had no idea what we were doing. But for all the no ideas that we had, that one idea that we had doing the Kickstarter turned out all right.
Because our plan, we want to make more videos, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what we had in mind. And how do we do this? Okay, Kickstarter.
Yeah.
That was it really. We have a question.
Yeah, we do have a question. Bartholomew DeVos is asking us, why are you guys awesome? Why are you awesome, Elaine?
Well, it probably comes from my grandmother, really.
She was awesome?
She is awesome.
She is awesome,
Yes,
okay.
She's still living.
Yeah, what awesome
Fortunately.
things did she do? Did she conquer like a country?
No,
or...
she conquers, in fact.
Oh, right, as in like a sport.
She invented the conquer. Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Little known fact about my family.
So just before we get into other questions, I want to finish the Kickstarter line because there's like a little announcement that we're going to make, and it's a very silly announcement, and actually it's probably gonna I don't want to say annoy most of you because it's not a bad thing for anyone. It's just going to be a nice thing for a very few of you, and it's not really based on anything apart from geography. So
okay.
on the 26th of March, which is when our Kickstarter ends, on the day it ends, we have like a little party get together thing, and we haven't told
There
this.
will be balloons and cake.
We haven't told this to our friends yet, but like we're gonna invite our friends from our local game group and stuff like that. And it's in St. Albans, England, United Kingdom, Europe. And it's in a place called Edgkinson Hall, and we're gonna post all these details on Twitter and stuff like that, and on
Yes.
Kickstarter, so you can find them. So don't worry about that. But there's gonna be a little get-together game day, like all-day game day, and it's free to come to if you want to. It's not a convention.
Wait,
but
it's free?
yeah, it's free.
Wow.
You can just come down and play board games. That's pretty much
But there
the
will be
idea.
cake, right?
There will be cake.
Good,
if there's not too many of you.
That's the important thing.
Yeah, okay. So there's some questions. Let's
Yes.
get to those.
Okay.
Question 1 from Eric Reitz, or Wrights,
Uh-huh.
or sorry, Eric. How far along in Gloomhaven are you, and which classes are you playing? I think we've done about like 7 adventures or something like that.
Yeah, we kind of banged out a lot in a short space of time. and
I
then-
suppose I've saw
Yeah.
some people on Twitter like
For us.
oh
us, we have
we've
banged
done
out
like
right in a
20 or
Yeah, I
whatever.
know,
Like,
well,
oh
show
my
offs.
lord.
Whatever.
But yeah, we're moving along at a steady pace, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I was really ill since Friday, actually. This is the first day where I'm feeling like okay. And we spent the entire day shooting the Unlock review. And we've just actually finished that, and we just about finished and sat down and set everything up for streaming, and here we are.
I am playing a Vermling.
Yes, the Mind Thief.
The Mind Thief, yeah.
Which is really cool. I'm always really surprised by just how versatile your character is, but really hard to play.
No, really fun to play. I think, like, if you're used to playing RPGs, I guess, you'll be able to play it. You know, you'll be able to jump into it easier than if you've never played a class of anything.
I'm playing a Tinkerer, which is kind of like a very versatile character. It has like healing, it has area of effect attacks, and immobilizes people, and does all kinds of stuff, really. Like, it's an all-rounder. But I found that we haven't really done much of the healing. Because
we've done a lot of the attacking.
Yeah, we've done a lot of the attacking. We haven't lost, apart from losing the starting adventure.
Yeah.
And then we said, well, we've already played the starting adventure before at a convention, and we won that.
So let's count that instead.
Yeah, because we really didn't want to play
like
the starting.
Yeah,
like a third time, that would be weird. So we're like, no, we did it, and so yeah, we're just kind of carrying on, and it's not been that difficult so far.
It's been good. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Let's do the next question.
What will be the theme of your next Kickstarter? So I had this idea. I didn't really pitch it to you yet. Yeah. But you know how we have this like bag of crap of all the stuff that we use for our reviews?
Do.
I thought we should next year we should like do a backer level where everything we get like crap as props, you know, for our videos. We should just collect it, and someone gets a whole big box of.
There's a thing down here. There's like an axe down here and everything.
Yeah.
So
a whole big box of props.
You might win this. Not win. You might
buy it.
This is a prize.
Yeah, you'll buy it for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay. Question: why aren't puns included? Well,
because Efka doesn't think puns are funny. I think puns are hilarious.
I think puns are hilarious. It's
like that joke about the tortoises.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, so the joke is, two tortoises are having a chat, and one says to the other, you know you've got a woman on your back, don't you? And the first one says, yeah, that's Michelle. That's a pun. We get them all out the way now, and then we don't put them in the videos. That's kind of the idea.
This is the sort of high quality content you can expect from this live stream. But I think we've answered that question.
I think so.
Yeah. And let's move on to the next one. Question: how does it feel to have a successful Kickstarter? I don't know. Is it successful? Humbling. I guess it's successful in terms that I always saw us as very much like the underdogs, because we didn't start out early in this board game media thing. We're not. I guess we're being original in terms that we're thinking up our own jokes, although some people accuse us of not even doing that. But like you always say, we wear out influences on our sleeve, right? So. Yeah, that's true. But what I always thought that the cool thing to do would be to be very analytical about games and really kind of narrow in onto that. And I guess it's rewarding to see that in some ways that has really worked out. I mean, we still got miles to go before we sleep, but it has.
For me, like I'm a pessimist by nature, and I just thought the Kickstarter was gonna tank horribly, to be honest. I'm surprised that we had any questions. I thought it was just going to be us. So very humbling, very thankful.
Remember when we went to Spiel and we had a meetup and you thought no one was going to turn up, and like 50 people turned up?
Yes, there were all these people in a room, and I was like, have they gone to the wrong place? Is there like free food somewhere, free beer somewhere?
And after that, we were at the bus stop, and you had a mini crisis. Why were all those people there?
Surely not us. Syndrome.
Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, are you considering Patreon purchase? I mean, not really. I mean, maybe we want to set up like some sort of thing where people who missed the Kickstarter but discovered us later but still want to donate, can donate, but we really want to do it in a way where we're kind of not saying to the people who already donated to us, you know, hey, give us more money and stuff like that. No, it's just like, if people really want to support us, we want to have like a way for people to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to annoy people, like, you know. Sorry, I just knocked the table. Like when you sorry.
Sorry,
I
we're
also
very
do
aware
that.
of knocking the table because
Because
this
it makes a
microphone
huge
is
noise.
very sensitive.
Like when you sponsor a charity and then the charity writes to you and says, if you just give us a bit more money, and you're like, come on. So we don't want to be like that. But yeah, as Efka said, we want people to be able to donate if they just have found us and they want to support us.
Yeah, there's not a question, but I do want to read it out.
Go on then.
Andrea Coletta says, "Hi guys, good luck for the Kickstarter."
Hi, Andrea.
And happy Women's Day in particular to
Thank
Elaine.
you. Thank you very much. Happy Women's Day to you, assuming that you are a lady. Yeah, it's cool. I always forget when Women's Day is, and
It's today.
no, yeah, I know that. No, but until the day, and then the Google Doodle comes up with a nice, womanly thing. Yeah, Women's Day is cool. There's so many women in that haven't come to the spotlight.
In board gaming
No,
and in
not
general?
in board gaming, in general, mainly in sciences.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, who really need the recognition that they deserve.
Candle Dribble asks, "Hi Elaine.
Hi, Candle Dribble.
Have you ever tried stand-up? I'm sure I saw you about 13 years ago, or am I wrong?
Oh!
P.S. You two
No.
are awesome."
How old would that have made me? Maths. Do some maths. Okay. No, I haven't. I did once. I was once the compere at a school, what do you call it? Like Battle of the Bands, though. I was the standing compere because the compere didn't turn up. So maybe you saw me there if you went to school near Slough.
Oh. Nestor asks, question, when playing... I don't need to say question.
No, you really don't.
When playing games against each other, who wins most often?
Oh.
Ooh, that's a tough one, isn't it?
We help each other out. That's the problem. When we play even competitive games, if we notice that one or the other hasn't done something that that is going to disadvantage them, we'll be like, you should do this thing. So we can't, I don't know, really.
There was a time where you were going for a losing streak and you were really
true.
feeling it.
That's true.
And it was kind of hard for you. I remember, like, every game was a struggle because you're like, oh, I just know I'm going to lose. And I'm like, no, why are you saying that? You know, like, just like think, I'm going to win. And then, that kind of influences you. And I think you kick my butt more often now than I do.
Yeah, you reckon?
I think so.
I don't know.
Yeah. Did you know, Rob Stevenson asked, that's a friend Rob.
Hi, Rob.
Did you know that 26th of March is Mother's Day? No, it's not.
Yes, I did.
Mother's Day is the first Sunday of May in Lithuania.
That's not Mother's Day, that's something in Lithuanian.
Gary says, hi guys, love your vid with Rado. How did that come about? Well, I can answer that question. So, we are big believers in supporting media creators that we enjoy watching. One of the media creators that we enjoy watching is Rado. So we backed him on Kickstarter at a director level. And then just as a kind of a thing, because we thought, hey, it's a nice amount of money to support Rado with. And also, at the same time, maybe we get to appear on his channel or whatever. And that was kind of like done, and I forgot about it. And then Rado came out with...
We got the sticker, though.
Yeah, we got the sticker. Yeah, so Rado sent out stickers, and he said, what would you like written on your sticker if... nothing, just leave no comment. So I left no comment. So
didn't you put nothing at all in the comments or something?
Oh no, I put. Oh, he said, yeah. Would you like something written on it or like a signature? And I said no signature, right? And so he just wrote all over the sticker, no signature, no signature, no signature. Anyway. So then Rado posted this list of his favorite reviewers, and we were number 2. And I'm like, this guy knows who we are.
Which is incredible to begin with. Yeah.
And likes us. So that's kind of cool, and we like him. So when we met up at Spiel, I kind of said, hey, how about we come over to Malta sometime? And,
I don't think he thought we were going to come.
Yeah, and do a thing. And he's like, yeah, sure, that sounds cool. And then we emailed him like a couple of months later, like, can we actually really do this? And he's like, yeah. And we wanted to go on holiday anyway, and Malta sounded nice. I've never been. We always want to...
It was lovely.
I say we, but it's definitely me. Like, I always want to go somewhere where I haven't been before.
Oh, yeah, me too.
Yeah,
me too.
And so we haven't been to Malta. And I don't think we've been to Malta. We've been to Gozo, which is
true.
not Malta, but in
That's
Malta.
true.
Yeah. Do you know Hunter and Kron from Germany?
I do not.
I'm not sure. The name rings a bell because I think they follow us on Twitter or something like that.
Okay.
So I try and pay attention to people who engage with us, or maybe I'm making it up. I don't know.
You sort out, no pun included, is Twitter, so.
Yeah. Someone asked, could you briefly tell us what Gloomhaven is? Yes, next week. Favorite Lacerda game? No better question. Favorite designer? No, sorry, best question. Favorite board game reviewer? Okay, favorite Lacerda game? Kanban for me, definitely. And we'll talk about that in the next last place, I believe. Favorite designer? Don't have one. Favorite reviewer? Don't have one. Sorry, I don't know about you.
No, apart from my favourite Vita Lacerda game is probably The Gallerist. I just really like that game. But as for, which is behind me, that's why I was like, here it is. As for favourite designer? No.
Favorite designer and
favourite
then favorite
designer.
board game reviewer.
Yeah. I can't possibly.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have. Okay, so here's the thing: like flat out answer to like your favorite questions. We don't have any. We tend to just not favoritize things. We like things
because people do things in such different ways that, like, it depends what kind of mood I'm in as to what kind of video that I want to watch or what kind of game that I want to play. What it's really. I'm sorry, that's a really fluffy answer.
How long have you been married? From Tony Collins.
1,004 years.
Feels like it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Sorry, that's a marriage joke. They're really bad. Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. Oh. Okay. So here's a joke, and I'm gonna tell it like it was told to me. 75-year-old Jewish lady. A 90-year-old Jewish lady goes to her lawyer and says, "I want a divorce." And her lawyer says, "Really? But you've been married for like 70 years." And she says, "Yeah, and enough is enough."
I had a friend at university actually who whose grandparents, who were like 90, his grandmother found out that his grandpa had been cheating on her like when he was in his late teens because she found some old love letters, and she was like, at 90, I want a divorce, that's it, like, and that was it. They split up at like 90 years old. Isn't that incredible?
Crazy. Anyway, the answer to the question is 8?
7.
7?
7.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Does it show?
Are you designing games? No, we're not. I mean, we're designing the Gloomhaven adventure. Does that
true.
count?
Yeah.
I was involved.
Oh, and I'm designing a Gamma World adventure.
Yes, you are.
That's about it, really.
I was involved very temporarily in a design process of a game that I think might launch at some point on Kickstarter, maybe next year, or who knows. I am not involved in that anymore because of time constraints. It looked like a very interesting game, but I wish I could have been involved more. But it wasn't really game design, it was like story writing. So that's about that. How Steve Earth asks, how did you, either of you, first get involved in game reviewing? Do you want to tackle that one?
Well, Efka sat me down and he said, I'm not going to talk to you unless you review games with me. And I said, well, actually, that doesn't sound like too bad an idea. And then he said, no, that was supposed to be a threat. So I said, oh, all right then. And here we are. There you go.
None of that is true. No.
Okay. Now, Efka started out doing it actually with a friend, Adam. Yeah. And I was kind of, I had no idea what they were doing really. And then I saw the video and I was like, this looks cool. I want to be involved in this. This sounds like something I would enjoy doing.
And then the second proper video we did was you and me.
And then the second proper video was us, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the 1775 Rebellion video.
Yeah.
And the first video wasn't even a review. We're just talking about D&D.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Adam was unavailable or something, so...
So you said, I want to do it.
And that's,
I don't know. I always wanted to review games. I made a lot of like little videos before we actually started posting them on our channel. And they weren't very good videos, but I always thought that I have a really big passion for board games, and I also have a writing degree. I should probably somehow merge those two together. And I started looking at it like more seriously and that's I guess how my start came about. Bit Rubbish asks, have you revisited March of the Ants? If so, current thoughts, and will you be reviewing Anachrony? March of the Ants, we have not revisited it. I didn't like it enough to actually revisit it. So I know there's an expansion for it now, but it just wasn't a game for me.
No, I wasn't in the review.
No.
I can't even remember how that game plays. I'm not even sure if I ever played it.
You put ant parts together and it was like an area control game.
Yes,
yeah.
I played it once with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't blow my mind.
No, boring answers. Sorry. Anachrony. We'll be reviewing Anachrony. I don't know is the answer. That is a potential game we might or might not be reviewing in the future. I wish I could tell you more. Question: how does your anxiety affect your enjoyment at conventions? I think that's probably.
How did you know?
In reference to what I said in Rado's top 10, where I said I'm a hypochondriac.
Yes, that's true.
But you also have anxiety at conventions. So...
I have anxiety generally.
Yeah.
I have anxiety brushing my teeth. So like.
So
it doesn't enjoy my it doesn't enjoy my affectment at all. It doesn't affect my enjoyment really at all.
Yeah, but you get scared by crowds, and I get scared of diseases.
Yes.
So together we're like a big ball of nerves.
Something that Gil Hover taught us, rather than shaking people's hands at conventions, because otherwise you will shake thousands of people's hands and get millions of germs, you do this.
Yeah, fist bump. But
which is kind of cool.
I know that he probably either picked it up from W. Eric Martin or Richard Roddo. And Roddo picked it up from W. Eric Martin. So that's the originator of that
there you go.
thing at conventions.
Origin stories.
Yeah. My finger's hovering over your pledge button. Should I press it? If you want to, yes. If you want to support us, if you want us to make more videos, yes. I mean... It's up to you, really.
You don't have to.
You don't
We're
have
not going to force you.
But we'd be really, really grateful if you did. Andrea says, or...
Andrea?
Yeah, no, I'm
not.
lady.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. But happy Women's Day anyway.
Colossal Miniatures is asking, what happened to Bojangles?
Bojangles, we decided... Oh, I know you wanted him at your party, right? But
that was Tom.
That was Tom.
Tom is Colossal Miniatures, our friend Tom,
who asked if Bojangles could come to a party, and do some magic. But Bojangles, I don't really know. Probably you might find him like on a street drunk somewhere if you look really hard.
Yeah, he's out there. Hypnotic Monkey AM asks, what do you guys do when not performing tabletop gaming?
No, promoting.
Oh, promoting.
Performing.
Fun game!
What do I do? Sleep? No, I go to the library is what I do.
Yeah, well, that's where
true.
you work,
yes,
right?
Well, I think that's what he was asking, probably.
Yeah. I don't know. We I have a big push for going out to the cinema more frequently, and we've been managing to catch really good films on the big screen that we haven't had the chance to see on the big screen because there's a lot of stuff like that going around London. There's the BFI Centre, which does a lot of retrospectives, and also the Odyssey in St Albans.
Yeah, it's awesome because they have older films.
Yeah, and we watched Barry Lyndon.
And it's very comfortable. You have big, nice chairs and everything. Yeah, we watched Barry Lyndon.
And Goodfellas, on the big screen. That was really good.
It was awesome.
Netis Plays asks, can we all agree Elaine looks great? Can we agree on that, Elaine?
No. I'm afraid not.
I can agree on it.
But thank you. That's very, very sweet. Thank you.
What do you guys think of the Kickstarter game Thunderstone Quest? I don't know that game,
no,
honestly.
Neither do I.
Yeah, that's not
sorry.
the one we played with Richard. No, that was Dungeon Alliance. Just Quest means it's a dungeon crawler probably, and Thunderstone, that's the deck builder, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not like a big deck builder person.
No.
So this is probably why I haven't been.
I'm sorry about that.
Paying attention. Which games have obsessed each of you the most, kept you up at night, seen on the back of your eyelids, etc.?
For me, recently, Unlock, to be honest, because there was one puzzle that we just could not solve, and I literally called Efka into the bedroom and said, I think I have an answer. Like, it was such an anticlimax.
Yeah.
And I didn't have an answer at all. It was just fluff in my head. But that has been, keeping me awake at night.
What's been keeping me up awake? Well, Gloomhaven right now, I guess, because I think about how to do things better in that game, because that game is a lot about optimizing your turns and making them more efficient, but not just like by yourself. It's all about finding a way to communicate to other players what it is you want to do without overtly telling, I'm going to move to that hex and do that thing, because you can't do that in Gloomhaven. So I've been kind of trying to come up with an idea how we can communicate better as a group. And that's kind of been keeping me up at night, I think. But also in a way where, like, everyone has equal input, because that's really important, I think, in game enjoyment. So yeah, I guess otherwise, I whatever heavy Euro I play at the time, I obsess at night thinking, like, oh, what could I have done to just make that one turn better? Yeah, I think. Can we have a stretch goal where you ritually burn that copy of Scrabble?
No,
Thanks.
that was my grandmother's. You know, the one who invented conkers. So,
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid not.
No, that's a family heirloom, so we can't burn that. Any themes you personally find underrepresented in board gaming that you'd like to see? Yes.
Cthulhu, I think. No, sorry. What? Go on.
Okay, so I think we need more weird things, because I don't think we had proper weird themes. Like, I know some games try to push themselves as weird, but they're mostly like pulp horror weird, as in weird tales. But
which is the best kind of tale.
But I quite like weird stuff like magical realism and things like that, and a little bit
actually,
of the avant-garde.
we're both pretty big fans of magical realism. So.
Yeah, so as a genre of literature, and I kind of want to see people be more creative with that. I think I have nothing against the generic fantasy theme, or I have nothing against the generic sci-fi theme, because I think themes are themes. We produce like thousands of board games every year as an industry, so it's not everyone can have the best theme idea, and not every game designer is wired that way. And sometimes we have, like, big production games have good themes because a lot of people have worked in them. So when you look at something New Angeles, it feels like a very, kind of like thematically rounded out cyberpunk thing, because, one department's responsible for artwork, another one's responsible for writing story and stuff like that. But obviously not every game has a budget like that. So sometimes when a game designer has a really cool idea for a game, they're not really the most creative person when it comes to, like, writing, like, fiction. Well, I guess theme is not fiction, but in a way, the two correlate. And I would like to see, I'd love to see a game designer who's wired weird and, and puts their mind to it. I'd love to see something like that happen. Yeah.
I think you would need a bit more kind of story in the game, though.
What about you? Do you have a...
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Yeah,
okay.
I can't think of anything like as a single theme that I would like to see more of. Just something different and something new, I think.
Rob Stevenson asks, do you have any board gaming blind spots, i.e. genres or themes that you aren't as familiar with but you want to be?
Well, that's a tricky question. Thank you, Rob.
No? Pass?
No.
Shall I go and then I give you time to think about it?
Yeah, I guess so,
So heavy war games is definitely an area I haven't explored, and I think Rob led with that question. Rob's a friend of ours, and he knows that I've been talking about exploring heavy war games because I haven't been exploring them.
Ward games, as they're called. Board games.
They're set in medical wards and hospitals,
Yes.
and they're mostly
Like
patients.
MASH. Oh, a MASH game. That would be amazing.
Well, there's a
wouldn't it?
MASH role-playing game coming out.
Yes, there is.
Yeah, and
Yeah, that'd
we
be
backed
cool.
that on
Yeah,
Kickstarter.
yeah,
We're
we
very
did.
excited about it. But yeah, no, heavy war games. So I've been looking into something to cover on our channel that we could sink our teeth into, and I haven't really there's so many apparently good ones, and so many suggestions have been thrown our way, and I was really grateful for that. But picking one that's in print is good and is kind of semi-accessible, it's still a heavy war game is a heavy war game, but we want to see something that that people will relate to from our perspective, because their perspective is the same, as in, I've been thinking about these war games, but I haven't tried them, what should I start with, and I've been looking to find something like that is in print, and, yeah.
Yeah, no, not really. There's nothing really that I know of that I think, wow, I really would like to know more about that. I guess I learn about games kind of on Board Game Geek or whatever, and I just look at them there. That was fluffy.
Hypnotic Monkey M asks
Again.
question: how much does it cost to promote a board game? I don't know, really. We have very
How much financially, or how much of your soul?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, we review games. We don't. I guess it is promotion in a way, but
I guess we don't think of it like promotion for the board game itself.
Because we're always kind of looking at it from our own perspective, from our own needs, we want to know how far can we push this to see if it breaks, and oftentimes we find gaps and stuff like that, and we talk about them, but most often games don't really break because they're pretty good these days.
No.
And I don't know, we don't really engage with publishers that much, so I don't know how they run their marketing campaigns or anything like that.
No, we leave that up to people that know what they're doing.
Yeah. Have you played the new Arcadia Quest game? I have played Arcadia Quest once, a long time ago. This is the Eric Lang game from Cool Mini or Not with chibi miniatures that I really didn't actually.
I remember you talking about it, yeah.
And it's not a game that particularly struck me, but if there's a new version of it, which I honestly have to say haven't been quite paying attention to, I'm always of the mind, even if I didn't like something, I always want to give things another chance, another try. Actually, today I got a copy. So, okay, there's a game called Oh My Goods. It's an Alexander Pfister game. It's a little card game. And we got it, we played it, and we both were like,
No, I quite enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good game that if you had a few minutes to spare and didn't really know how to fill it, then you could just play that.
That's true. I didn't think it worked.
No.
Because I didn't think the engine building bit worked in the game at all. Because you didn't build anything. Your combos just didn't add up together.
And I didn't think it was a long enough game for that really to matter.
Yeah,
that you really were bothered by that.
Yeah, so it didn't work. But apparently there was a second edition of the rules. And then we went to Spiel. And they did this really funny thing at Spiel. They made an expansion for Oh My Goods. But you could only pick it up at Spiel. And it was only sold there, and we picked it up because we thought, hey, apparently there's new fixed rules for Oh My Goods.
Yes.
And I really wanted to try that, and then I got home and I couldn't find my copy of Oh My Goods
because we realised that we didn't have it anymore.
We sold it, and so today actually my second copy of Oh My Goods arrived, and I can finally try this out.
Hurrah!
So I am really happy about that. Hypnotic Monkey AM question: do you guys need artwork done free at no cost?
Well, thank you very much.
I don't know. Next question, I think. But thank you.
Of us? No. I
guess for the channel.
I think we are fine for now. Thank you very much.
It's very
a really kind offer.
Yeah. Colossal Miniatures, aka our friend Tom, asks, what's your least favorite game that people keep trying to make you play? I can't stand more than 2 rounds of Cards Against Humanity.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this just the other day, and I forgot. This is very interesting. Food Chain Magnet, I really didn't glue with that because I thought it was too punishing to beginner players. Because there's like literally traps built into the game.
There's a trap on your first turn.
Yeah, you can do a thing on your first turn and you've lost, and you just don't know it. Yeah, but you realize somewhere midway through second turn, and I wasn't a big fan of that. So that's a game that I have no desire to play.
But do people keep trying to make you play that?
Who
keeps trying to make you play that, Efka? Do you want me to go and speak to them?
Beat them up for me, please.
Okay.
Yeah, anyway. No, we don't really have people like barging, on our house and play this game.
No.
But we do have a very lovely group of board gamers that we hang out with in St. Albans that are very nice, and their tastes are generally pretty great, I think. But there's so many board gaming groups in St. Albans. There's like 3 or 4 or something like that, and it's pretty great, like a really great board gaming environment. Raphael asks, where is the latest Last Place episode? Also, it's great. We're recording tomorrow very late evening with John for the next Last Place, so it should be out soon by the end of the week.
We missed this question.
From
JK.
JK, if you
About
were
dinosaurs.
both able to turn into any dinosaur,
See?
would you be able to guess what the other would turn into?
Okay. I think you would turn... Okay.
I can't believe I missed this question.
I think I know what you would turn into.
Yeah, go on.
Velociraptor.
That's pretty close.
Okay.
Because I like velociraptors. They're cool. But they're also a chicken, so not really.
Okay.
But
they're quite a fierce chicken.
I think I would like to be an Allosaurus. But
See, I'm not very good on the dinosaur names.
But I think you would be a T-Rex because you want to have the tiny hands. Yeah.
No. I already have quite short arms. I don't need shorter arms.
Isn't this like that, like the Newlywed Game? Is that what we're doing? Yeah. We would be terrible at that. Yeah, awful.
But I think, like, my if you ask me that question again tomorrow, my answer would probably be different. So,
yeah.
At that.
Wombat asks, I have the opportunity to buy Great Western Trail or Candyland. I really like the theme of Great Western Trail, but I also like candy. Thoughts?
Okay, I think you should buy Great Western Trail and just buy yourself some candy to eat while you're playing it.
Oh, that answer all the way.
I think then you win both ways.
Yeah, I can't wait till I get to play Great Western Trail again because it's been a while. We haven't played it since we reviewed it.
No, it's true.
I want to play that game more. I really like it.
Oh, in Lithuania there is a candy made out of cow's blood, so perhaps you could eat that.
Yes, it's delicious.
Because it's tying in with the theme then as well.
Yeah.
It is delicious. It tastes like fudge.
Really enjoying the increased production quality of the recent videos. Loving the new camera. Thank you. This is not the new camera.
No.
This is the old camera. The new camera doesn't do live streaming.
No.
Are there similar games out there like the Time Story series, fighting fantasy style, choose your own adventure? I already backed the Seventh Continent. Yes, I also already backed the Seventh Continent. I am very trepidatious about that game, as anyone should be, because it's from like a first-time publisher. So it's a big thing they're doing. So
But it's exciting.
It is exciting. Yeah. Well, this is not quite Time Stories because this is not choose your own adventure.
We have that somewhere.
Yeah, Time Stories. But we have a video of this out tomorrow, and
quick plug it, Efka, plug it.
I think you should check out the video and what we have to say about Unlock. That's all I'm going to say. There we go. What about Twilight Struggle as a heavy kind of war game? So this is a game I've not yet played. There's a few of these really kind of popular games, that people really, really like that I haven't tried yet. One of them is Castles of Burgundy, which I picked up yesterday.
Yeah, we did, actually.
It's somewhere over there. Yeah. But Castles surprised me. First of all, we haven't played it yet by how awful the punch board was and the cardboard bits.
It was really thin.
But I'm really excited to play it. And Twilight Struggle is another one of those. I have a friend whose who's in the chat right now, Rob, who's a very big fan of Twilight Struggle, and I don't want to play it with him because he'll crush me. That's probably the reason why I haven't played it yet, if I'm honest. I might get the app, because there is the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts on Twilight Struggle?
No, I kind of want to play it.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't. I just can't make it to the board game club enough to fit that in. But yeah, I really want to play it.
Yeah, cool. It's a 2-player game. It's very restrictive in that way. Do you offer any beard care advice? Yes, my beard care advice is just let it grow. Just also, if you want to, another plug for a video tomorrow. If you want to see Elaine with a beard, you should watch a video tomorrow.
I have a beard care video. If you a video. Yeah, that's the spoilers out. That's what I'm going to be doing in the future, beard care videos. No, I was going to say if you entrap food in it, it's best to brush it out gently with a comb.
Okay. So, what was your favorite video to film? Which review are you most proud of?
Okay, well, I really liked the one where we were on the boat, the name of which I've entirely forgotten.
Oh, that was ages ago.
I know, but I really enjoyed filming
the
that.
sketch was fun to film, but the video itself, stop knocking the table.
I'm sorry.
Apologise profusely.
Well, that's what popped into my head, though.
Yeah,
the
that was
sketch,
cool.
Because we nearly got chucked off the ship several times.
Yeah. Then we filmed the networks where we scared a lady.
Oh, yes!
Because we did.
We
did a bit in the networks video where we recreate some of the shows that are in the game, the networks. And one of the shows is called An Hour of Shouting. So we thought, why don't we just film us shouting in various places in St. Albans? And so Elaine and me just stood in places and shouted. And we did actually shout. And people's reactions were just priceless because they were just walking by and there's these two random strangers yelling into a camera. So I really enjoyed filming that. And of course I enjoyed filming Vinos, which came out last week. Because that was cool.
I always enjoy the video that we're making now. That's kind of...
Which tabletop RPGs did you play? And a favorite? Favorite. That's not a thing we're gonna do. But to list the massive list of tabletop RPGs we played would be, because I think we probably play more RPGs when we do board games, which is crazy. Yeah.
Isn't your favorite like one of the Werewolf or?
Vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah, Vampire. The Requiem, which is a controversial thing to say because a lot of people really like Masquerade, but
But why is that controversial though? Like you're allowed to have a favourite.
Of course, yeah. I like Requiem because it doesn't restrict you into a meta narrative, and it doesn't. It's very open. It's like Game of Thrones but with vampires, and I really like that.
My favourite is a D&D style game called Gamma World.
Off the cuff, 2 or 3 games you're looking forward to this year? Well, that's probably a pretty easy question to answer. So we just
I missed that entirely. Sorry.
Off the cuff, 2 or 3 games you're looking forward to this year.
Right. Oh, okay.
You don't get hyped about games. Do you want time to think while I answer, or do you want to answer first?
No, you can answer first.
Okay.
No, I don't get hyped about games because I don't believe the hype.
Yeah.
I'm a pessimist and a cynic, and I never believe the hype. So until I play the game and go, yeah, that was amazing, or until a friend says, yeah, you should play this. This is really cool. Then, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can answer the question.
Yeah. So I guess the answer would be. I can't lie. First Martians, I'm really excited about that. I get less excited about it now every time I see the board, and it just looks like a whole kind of diagram of cubes, and I'm like, this doesn't look like. I know what Ignacio's trying to do. He's trying to kind of say, look, this isn't like exciting adventure on Mars. This is scientific adventure on Mars. And I get
important.
That is important. But I still think, regardless of how much you try to ground it, Mars is exciting because that's the new frontier, right?
What about Deep Sea?
Yeah. No, I don't know. The Abyss was not very good. And the Sphere also. And the Abyss, not the board game, the film. So, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm not as excited about the deep sea. I am excited about Mars. I think a lot of people are
alright.
excited about Mars. So First Martians, another game I would be excited about coming out this year. Like Seven Continent, we mentioned that already. Then I guess Lisboa. That's another one.
Okay,
Yeah. Yeah, that's it for me.
I guess if you know the designer or of the game has designed games you like, then you think, well, I'll probably like this.
Yeah, which is why it's always tricky with Ignacy. Because he's done some very good games.
He has, yeah.
And also not. It's true.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are we? Okay.
I don't know.
Without slinging too much mud, what do you consider to be an overrated title?
Monopoly. No.
I
don't think that is overrated. That's a lie. Sorry, that was the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, everyone hates on Monopoly. It's so easy to hate on Monopoly, including John Perkins. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was a very, very good video. Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
What? I don't know. I don't tend to think like that. I don't tend to. I'm really trying to not cop out from the answer, but I'm also really struggling to actually find a game that I think, oh, that game's really overrated. I guess I just don't look at games like that because we always look at games critically, even the ones we really like. Like we loved Unlock.
Or even the ones we really don't like.
Yeah, we absolutely loved Unlock, but you'll see that half of the scenes in the video are us telling you what doesn't quite work in Unlock.
And I think that's the thing. Like that's why we tend to shy away from saying things that aren't good. That we don't think are good, because there will be someone that does like them. Like you have a favourite genre of books or films or whatever, and just because you don't like these other ones, it doesn't mean that everyone won't. And I think that's why we tend to not say horrid things about. Not too horrid, anyway.
Our friend Rob, every time he asks a question, I'm gonna say our friend Rob.
Are you gonna call him that in RL now?
Which review are you least proud of? Is the one that you wish you had redone?
You're least proud of.
Star Realms.
Okay. Yes.
I really wish I hadn't done that video. There are some that I kind of look at. I rewatched our really old videos. Sorry, and Star Realms, and then we did Once Upon a Time, which was a terrible video. It had some great gags in it.
It was so long.
But it was so long.
So I don't think there's anything that I really hate and wish we hadn't done or would want to redo. But it's good to look back and go, look how much we've learned from these terrible, terrible videos we made. It's a surprise that anyone ever stuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Star Realms did have that jelly in your face, so that was quite
funny. The intro where I get jelly flung at my face was funny, and that's in the Kickstarter video.
Yes,
we used that bit.
Yeah.
But I didn't like Star Realms because I was really negative in it.
And do you know, I didn't watch it before you published it.
Yeah.
And after you published it, I was like, why were you so negative? That game is quite good.
It's not quite good.
I liked it.
No, I know. But
I like
it was
small card games.
It was on autopilot, though.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't like that about it.
I know.
Yeah. Anyway, would you rather fight one Rado-sized duck or 100 duck-sized Rados?
Oh, would Rado have his canine army in tow as well?
I know, right?
Like, would that be a thing?
Wouldn't it be just the best?
I feel like he could summon all the dogs. All the ducks.
If there were 100 Rados, then there would be 100 Gerties and Daisies, which are Rado's dogs. We got to walk them, and one of them tried to eat a dead rat, and then we had to tell Richard that one of his dogs tried to eat a dead rat.
Tasty.
I would like to fight 100 duck-sized Rados, because then I would get to see in my life 100 duck-sized Rados. And you can't really beat that.
Oh, maybe we could give that away as a Kickstarter reward as well. Like a tiny duck-sized Rado.
Eddie Wells asks, did you guys kickstart Rising Sun? And the answer is yes.
Maybe. Maybe Efka was refreshing the page every 5 seconds to see if the page was back
I know.
up again.
I'm not gonna lie. I was excited. I didn't get on with Blood Rage as much as I wanted to, but
No.
it's still here, so I can't say I've gotten rid of it. And my plan with Blood Rage is there's a friend of mine who I don't get to see very often, and he plays board games a little bit, but he likes. I think he just likes playing games with me, and he likes war game style games, not necessarily war games. But I showed,
like war games,
but I showed him the minis from Blood Rage, and he was like, "Oh, those are cool." So he did a big favor for me. So as a thank you, I'm like very slowly painting the minis in Blood Rage, and I'm then gonna give it to him so we can play it together, and he can keep it. So that's my plan with Blood Rage. Rising Sun, regardless of what the game is, I backed because I really like painting miniatures as a therapeutic device for myself.
And you really like the theme of it too, right?
I guess it just feels like Legend of the Five Rings, really, but without all the backstory that comes with Legend of the Five Rings, which is what I really like about Legend of the Five Rings. I like the world building that was done behind
But
it.
it seems sympathetically done from the Kickstarter video.
Yeah,
so.
and I just like painting stuff like that. That's very intricate because it probably means that it'll take about 3 days for me to paint one miniature, but then I'll paint it and I'll be really happy to display it.
And show it
So
off all over
regardless of how Rising Sun turns out as a game, because there isn't a rule book, so we can't really say anything about it from the one playthrough video they posted. I'm just excited about the minis, and there's a stretch goal for a turtle with a
Thing on its back.
I just really love that. Who is your favorite game designer? Again, we don't have favorites, but I can list some game designers whose work I appreciate. I always really like. So we're gonna start with Portugal. Vitor Lacerda, Nuno Santiago, and Paulo Soledad team.
Are we going to do the whole of Europe and then the Americas and then the Australasias?
Yeah, I guess. So that's 3 designers I really like. I don't know. There's... Oh, God. Those 2 come to mind because I really like their games. And anytime they say we have a new game, I am really excited about it. Always, without exception. And it's not necessarily always a hit. Like, Vinhos... Whilst I still really, really, really liked Vinhos, and I thought it was a deeper game than The Gallerist, I just enjoy playing the experience of playing The Gallerist more.
Yeah.
You know? So they would probably go into that space. Yeah. Otherwise, who excites me? Does anyone excite you? Like, Alexander Pfister. There we go. There's another one that I'm just like, oh my goods, it's Alexander Pfister.
No pun included.
Yeah. Do you?
No, not particularly. No,
Yeah.
I'm again like I just want to see what the game is like first.
Do either of you have a game that one of you likes but the other one despises? Do you reluctantly play it to appease them?
Well, I like small card games, and Efka really doesn't. So
Yeah.
but no, we never play them to appease me.
Oh, shush. Just got, oh my goods, that's a small card game. No.
Is there a game that you really like that?
Like, you don't like...
Oh, like Twilight Imperium, I guess.
You don't like any game that...
I don't like any game.
that has a 1 versus 1 player competitive element in it.
True.
So, like, anything like card games like Magic the Gathering, X-Wing, right? You won't touch those with a 10-foot pole.
I mean, I enjoyed X-Wing, but I wouldn't want to play it competitively. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No. And you don't even want to play it against me.
Magic strikes me with fear, no.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. So, no, the answer is we do have them, and no, we won't play them, either of us.
Well, we should, though.
We should, yeah. I know. Question. What game are you most excited about, but were let down when you played it for the first time?
Ooh.
Star Wars Rebellion.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
What about you?
I don't think I have one.
No. You're not hyped about games, right?
Yeah, exactly. See, yeah, I think your disappointment with Star Wars Rebellion though was really sad.
Yeah,
it was really sad to watch Efka be like, "Oh, it's coming in a day. Like it's going to come in 2 days."
I was really excited about it.
Yeah, really excited. Like we almost had a party to celebrate the postman turning up, but and then it was just it wasn't as fun as we hoped.
No, for neither of us really. I think you liked it more than I did, but
yeah, I did. But then I'm not a huge Star Wars fan, so I just kind of played it for the game.
Don't say that
Well,
online.
sorry. I thought I was like, oh, what did I say? Did I do an illegal thing?
You're not a huge Star Wars. No one says that.
Oh, yeah,
People are going to throw bricks at you.
They can, live with that.
What got you started playing board games?
We started with RPGs together anyway.
Yeah.
And one day Efka said to me, "Do you want to play this game with me?" Oh, actually, it kind of started with World of Warcraft and then progressed, didn't it?
I guess.
I feel like in my head.
Yeah, well, I played RPGs way before I met you.
Yeah.
And
I had played Warcraft 3 and I hated it. And Efka said to me, "Do you want to play World of Warcraft?" I was like, "Oh, no." He was like, "No, it's cool. It's like an RPG." I was like, "I don't know what that is." And then, but anyway, he bought it for me and we played it and I really enjoyed it. And then he said, "Do you want to play Dungeons and Dragons?" I was like, "I don't know what that is." And we played with we bought a map for some reason, a battle map. For some reason.
We played with pennies instead of minis.
And we played with pennies instead of minis, and it was really cool. And then we progressed. The first board game that we bought was Settlers of Catan.
Because we went to Lithuania to see my friends, and they were playing it.
Yeah, so
and
we
they
played
were also
it with them.
Playing Twilight Imperium 3.
And they were that was a different day though.
Yeah,
that was it was a different friend.
So I started with, I guess, Settlers, then Twilight Imperium 3. Then we got Race for the Galaxy for our wedding.
Yes, and we didn't play it for ages because
a year.
We couldn't work out how to play it, and then we finally cracked the code and really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, we loved it. And then you hated it because you couldn't win against me.
Yeah, that's true. I've never won a game of that against Efka.
Did you see the Kickstarter for an RPG about the evils of RPGs? I think it should be
an
esoteric campaign instead of a standalone game. Pass. The board game industry seems like...
What are the evils of RPGs, though? There are none. They are lovely.
Yeah. But sorry, we're being dismissive because that's our friend Tom, so I don't know what he's talking about.
So he's probably...
Yeah.
Made it up.
The board game industry seems like it's growing for the better, constantly moving towards diversity and inclusivity. With that said, where do you think the hobby struggles and still needs to grow? Oh god, that's a very difficult question. Why would you ask such a difficult question? I have to think now.
Yeah, I think it struggles because people still think of board games as Monopoly or Scrabble or those kinds of games. And I think until people get that out of their head, then they're never gonna... It's never gonna become a totally mainstream thing.
Yeah.
And I think we said it in a cardboard to me once about games that you play at Christmas, and people don't like playing board games at Christmas because it's always these kind of boring games that you can't really win. That we find boring. I don't know, Monopoly, whatever. And I think it's kind of like a vicious circle. People think they're boring, so they don't want to play them, so they don't give them a go. So yeah. It's really tricky.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a very interesting time in the industry right now because it's growing so fast. So what's happening? There is a lot of excitement, but because there is a lot of excitement, at the same time, a lot of people lately have been developing a lot of cynicism as well, which is understandable because one breeds the other, right?
True.
And I think. That kind of breeds clashes and,
of clans.
Or just clashes.
Okay.
I think what the board game industry needs is really to be more cohesive and come together more, and people kind of
I agree with that.
recognizing that it doesn't matter what you like or what I like. We have different tastes, but we should just agree to like the fact that we both play board games, and I'm really taking just any two people and putting them together and saying that a lot of people are like that, and that's great, but some people are not. And I think a lot of people shouldn't really focus so much on this game is good, this game is bad, and just be more like there's different games, and different games are for different people, and that's a cool thing, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. We're like on 1 hour. We don't want to make this video too long, and there's still a few questions. So we're gonna do like, I don't know, 10 questions, and
Sure.
then we cut it.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, how much time does it on average take you to create a review video? Do you spend much time on scenario editing, etc.?
You spend a long time on editing. I know that.
I do. Not comparatively. I think I spend longer on scripts. So I'm going to walk us through the process of what happens. So we play a game. We normally don't talk about the game whilst we're playing it. We then sit down, put our phone down and start recording and have a discussion with each other and really push each other to talk about the game analytically and what we thought, and we do that a couple of times every time we play it and stuff like that. Later on, we'll just start taking notes rather than recording because there's not as much to say, but something in our minds has changed or whatever. So it's both of our perspectives. Most often then I'll collate those ideas into script because I have the writing degree, although Elaine is a very good writer, but she won't admit that to herself. She wrote the script for Unlock though, so if you enjoy that script tomorrow, if you enjoyed that video, I think she did a really, really great job. And then either I'll film it or we'll film it.
Yeah. And we also do kind of ad lib quite a lot, even as we're filming.
We'll have a full script, but we'll
have a script, but then we might think of something better or different, or realise that something's not quite cohesive, so we'll change it as we go along.
And then I'll probably spend about a day editing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, all together with like rendering and uploading and all that kind of stuff, and then promoting it on social media.
Takes a while.
So yeah, it does take a while. That's the process. It's not a very exciting answer. I'm sorry. Is reviewing games your full-time job?
No.
Yes. As of this Kickstarter finalizing, presuming that we reached the 1 year stretch goal. Yeah.
Okay.
It will be my full-time job. I still work one day at the comic book shop, but a couple of months ago, I decided that we really like doing this, and the only way we can do this if we start taking this professionally, and keep doing it. I mean, because otherwise it's exhaustive and takes up a lot of time, and if that doesn't lead us anywhere, then it's really hard to. I don't know why it's hard, but it is hard, isn't it?
I work for the council in a library.
So hopefully maybe next year that won't be the situation.
Well,
and
we'll see.
Because I on my own, I know what my limits are. And I know that if we were both able to do this full time, this would transform. Why is it me that's doing it full time? And not Elaine? Why does Elaine still have a job? Because my job paid shit. And hers did not. Comparatively.
Yeah. No.
So
it's okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the answer.
And also you're better at writing than I am, so
That's true, right? Is it?
yeah.
I mean, I'm not better at writing. I'm just trained to be a
well, there
writer.
you go.
That's different.
Yeah.
I think you're
All
very
right,
good.
let's move on anyway.
Right.
You've ruined a thing on the chat now.
I'm gonna make someone a moderator accidentally.
That's fine.
Yeah. Better a game with a theme but poor mechanics, or good mechanics without a theme? Oh, good mechanics without. Yeah,
I totally
that
agree.
one. Yeah. Do you have any filler games you like? Jaipur, for instance, between games.
What's a between a game?
Like in between lunch and dinner. If lunch and dinner were board games.
Or like a Hobbit thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
like 11.
Like Second Breakfast.
Yeah.
I guess Fake Artist Goes to New York. I really
That one,
like.
yes.
Insider. Did you say that already? Sorry.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
I didn't say any of them.
okay.
But yeah, those
Sorry,
two.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Those two. Yeah. Anything by Oink games, really.
Right now.
Now.
Yeah, that's our filler games right now. I like to break out Don't Mess with Cthulhu. I don't know. You don't like that game.
I don't like that
Yeah.
game, no, because I don't like social deduction games, so.
You like some. Both of the
well,
other ones
okay,
you mentioned
yeah,
were
okay.
social deduction games.
Yeah.
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 Is there any
That's true, actually, yeah. Well, whatever.
Is there any particular trend you'd like to see more of in the board game community? I guess we kind of answered that question. I said I'd like more weird games, and I like more people coming together.
I would like people to be braver in the board game industry. So not just designing games, but publishing games, reviewing games, taking risks, but also people that review board games. So run-throughs, playthroughs, reviews. Just more people doing that, really.
I would like to see more people watch Dicey Exploits.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
Because he's very good. I don't know why people don't know who Dicey Exploits is.
Because they should.
Because they should. His reviews are amazing. So you two haven't gotten on the Star Wars Destiny hype train. Well, that's an easy one to answer. So Elaine, that's the new dice game from. I don't know if you know Destiny. Do you know Destiny? Because you wouldn't be paying attention to Star Wars and. Yeah,
No.
so it's like Dice Masters, but with Star Wars and from Fantasy Flight and with booster packs and Europe and stuff like that. Yeah. So that's why she won't play that, and
It doesn't sound like a game that would entice me. No.
Yeah, and maybe we're missing out
that me?
because
Sorry.
they're doing limited print runs on all their sets, so they're clearly looking at it like we're gonna do this the magic way, where all the dice are gonna be worth thousands of pounds.
Well,
later,
that's nice.
20 years down the line. So if you want like an investment on dice that will pay off in 20 years, get the good stuff from Destiny now.
So you can take it on the Antiques Roadshow.
Yeah.
I'm banned from
from
Star Wars game.
that's Byron, RGM for the Star Wars game, and apparently Elaine's now banned.
Oh well. Well, I really like that. I don't know. Star Wars can be very engaging. But I like the films. I like they're fun. Oh, sorry, I banged the table again. The films. I'm so impassioned by this. The films are fine. I enjoyed watching the films, but I just didn't go crazy over them, and I'm sorry for that.
Right. Okay. So Nuno Bizarro Santiero says Madeira is poorly rotated.
Is it?
Yes, it is. So when we went to Spiel, we spent some time with Nuno, and he taught me how to pronounce his name correctly. So I'm going to do it on the internet now, so everyone knows it's Nuno.
He loves it when you call him that, though.
So I'm gonna answer this. I don't know if it's been 10, but I think we should do the last question.
Yeah, we didn't keep count,
and
did we?
cut it there. Yeah. Question: how did you two meet? Do you want to answer that one?
In a library. So Efka wanted Catcher in the Rye, and he said to me, "Do you have a copy?" And I said, "Well, we normally do, but I currently have it at home. I shall bring it back for you." And that was it, really. And then we started talking because I'd seen. No, you'd seen the film about David Mark Chapman, or
Yeah.
And we started talking, and I think that's why I picked up the book. And so we met over Catcher in the Rye, really.
I'm gonna do this one last question because I kind of skimmed through them, and I think that's an important one to answer and a good one to finish on. Okay. What are your plans for your channel for 2017?
Grow, improve, be better.
Yeah, we have. So what we want to do is we want to try a different bunch of content and stuff like that. We really hope we hit the live streaming stretch goal. That's like the one we think we realistically could maybe still achieve, and we'd really love to do that. But regardless, we'll have a budget to work with. So, number one, this is good to talk about because you can see how we're going to be utilizing the money that we get from Kickstarter. So we're going to get some better gear because we bought a new camera, but the lens on it isn't very good. So
and it's also broken now.
It's also broken. We broke our lens today. Not like completely, we just broke a little bit. And so we need to get a better lens because it makes a lot of noise and we don't like that.
It sounds like there's a bee stuck in the camera.
Yeah.
So that's nice.
We want to actually repaint the walls in this place where we film because we think white walls are really terrible for filming.
They're so reflective.
They reflect poorly and they're really manky. They've been manky since we moved in.
Yeah.
So we want to like repaint the walls and stuff like that.
We want to try new things.
Yeah. There's that thing we've been talking about doing so it's kind of like the idea to do board game news, but not like board game news, but more like a kind of think weekend update from Saturday Night Live, you know? Taking a little bit of the Mickey out of, all the hype, but not in a not in a cynical way, and just kind of like we're all having fun. And there's also we're just in very early talks about doing a documentary about something, but
Yes.
I kind of want to keep that under wraps
Yeah.
still. So these are the things that we're kind of planning, but also just reviewing more games, because that's cool, and maybe doing more of these live streams.
And do make our videos more interesting and more engaging, I think.
Yeah, so we're gonna end on that one. We're gonna remind everyone that if you live somewhere nearby, or like in England, or want to travel,
Yes.
on the 26th of March, we're gonna post details on Twitter, on like
Come
Facebook.
to our party.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a funding party, and you can come and play board games. It's just a board game all there, where
It would
there's
be
a
amazing
hall,
to see you.
and it's in St. Albans, and you can come and play games. Sorry. And on that,
Efka's choking up.
On that,
the,
we're going to end. I have to stand up to actually. I can't do it from here. I have to go there. So, bye, everyone.
Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for being with us and talking to us and
that was
listening
cool.
to us. And
I really enjoyed it.
thank you so much.
Thanks.
I'll freeze. Shall I do like an awkward pause or an accordion thing?
Do an accordion.